Hey, how you doing? My name is JL Loggins, owner of Loggins Insurance Group. Just talking to you today about how I got into the insurance business. Brand new into it, what my goals are, who I'm currently following. Just trying to see and find some mentors, and then just give you a little background on myself. So, for the past 7, 8 years, I have been running a small moving company. Um, Learned a lot of different things. The only thing that's drawn me to the insurance business is uh, not having to really manage as many employees. With the moving business, as you know, if somebody has a 4 bedroom house, I can't go out there and move it by myself. So I have to rely on other individuals to show up, motivated to do a good job, carry the people's furniture, make sure we don't have any damages. So with the insurance business, it's going to be more on my production, what I'm able to put out, what I'm able to do, how focused I am, and just how determined I'm going to be. So I'm looking and I'm excited to go on this venture on my own. For the past 6 months, I did go get a little bit of experience in the in the insurance business. I went and worked for a company selling Medicare health insurance. So those are the plans that I'm gonna focus on now. Initially, that I am on my own. So I have went and got contracted with two of the major carriers, um, and I'm able to, talk about the Medicare Advantage plans, prescription drug plans, as well as I'm going to be looking into supplements as well. But in the future, I do want to get into selling like final expense. I did dibble and dabble and had a little bit of experience with like life insurance. The reason and how I ended up getting my license in the beginning was I knew a lady who worked for a company, Primerica, and she was like, if you get your life insurance, if you get your license, you could come work with Primerica. I just didn't really like how um, the business was all about just who you knew, and basically let's get in front of your family and friends as quick as possible to get your upline to sell. So with this business and with the experience coming in from like doing the moving, I'm gonna really focus on my marketing is gonna really be direct mail. So I'm gonna start off sending out um, 1,000 um, business reply cards with the Medicare, because you do have to get the permission to contact. So I'm going to start off there, as well as, if you can see, I got this headset hooked to my computer. And then I got it to where I'm going to be able to just call off on my computer. So I did get a list the other day. I signed up with a field marketing organization. They're just there for extra support. I do get to keep all of my commission from the contracted carriers who I'm with. Unlike the job that I was with, I just recently had a job selling Medicare plans. They did give you a good base. They gave you a base pay, plus they gave you a bonus. So last AEP, I enrolled 188 um, people into the Medicare Advantage plans. So that's from October 15th to December 7th. This was actually my first year ever selling Medicare plans. So um, I don't expect my numbers to hit that high being out here on my own this first year, just because um, it's my own resources. So with that, they had a lot more resources as far as what they could spend on leads, the different types of leads they were getting. They had a whole system in place. So right now, it is March of 2021. Um, OEP is just wrapping up. Uh, so then after that, it'll just be your lock in period, SEP. So I'm gonna be really, my thing is I'm gonna be digging for a demographic of people who have a lot of Medicare plus Medicaid, where they're dual eligible. And I'm gonna really be trying to hit that community hard until October 15th. Um, I did get a list of people who are turning 65. So I enrolled a person who was in their IEP too. They had Medicare before turning 65, but here they turn 65 in May. So that was an enrollee that I got last week, and I'm pretty excited about that because I was only expecting to get the half commission. Um, but looking at my dashboard, you get the whole $540 commission for that IEP too. So I was pretty excited about that. I thought it was only if they were in their initial enrollment period for the first time. But I'm gonna operate my business, so I'm not gonna just operate it as a sole proprietor. I'm not gonna just have the business in my name. Have already had a S corp. So what that means with the S corp is just how you taxed, and you got to treat yourself like an employee with inside your business. So just like I was getting a check at the last job, I'm gonna still make sure and continue to cut a check for myself every 2 weeks through the S corp. That way, I could enjoy those advantages, as well as just really making sure that I become even more savvy when it comes to like deductions and really just handling the business. The one thing I'm extremely happy about, and got to show gratitude for my previous employment, is they taught me things that I wouldn't have never known had I not went and worked for them. I wouldn't have known to dig for those different elections. Like if say a person moved from a county, or if they've been released from a skilled nursing facility, or if they just recently got out of jail, as well as just using tie downs. Like this plan is something that you were looking into. We went over A, B, and C, and don't you this plan would truly benefit you, wouldn't it? And just tying the customer down to things that they said. So without going and getting that hands-on experience, the process might be a little more scarier. Me, I'm willing to risk it all. So I know even when I was leaving, a lot of people couldn't understand, as well as it's scary for somebody who's willing to play safe. But as we all know, we only get one life to live, so you might want to live it how you see fit, without money or who you think you are being what's stopping you from really trying to be who you want to be. This channel, and I don't have any fancy cars. So this channel is not going to be me showboating fancy cars, but I mean, if I receive a achievement, you will see something like that because with the field marketing organization that I signed up with, every year they do give away, they have contests to where, you could win a trip to to a certain spot. So I definitely gonna give it my all to see if I could, try to take a trip, all expense paid on them. Other than that, my marketing is like I said, I'm gonna do direct mail. I'm gonna build just a small website explaining who I am, what I do. I talk to people about their Medicare health insurance, um, things to that nature, and so they could contact me there, as well as I could get quote forms that way. Other than that, I seen somebody who said, they wear a pin on their shirt, like a button that says "Let's talk Medicare." So I'm thinking about ordering some of those, as well as just business cards. I do have a moving truck still, and it's pretty large. So what I was thinking about doing, and I don't know if it's compliant, something that I'm gonna have to look into and talk to people at those different companies that I'm contracted with, and just see if there's some way that I could just put a generic "Got Medicare" on the side of my big like 24-foot truck, and park it at Walmart on Saturdays. See who calls from there. The name of the game is, I know you do have to get a lot of leads. So I was expecting that is just like any other business, just like the moving. You could be the best mover, but if you don't have nobody calling, you definitely ain't about to go move anybody. So it's the same thing with this. You could be knowledgeable. You can know what Medicare Part A and Part B cost per year. You can know what LIS means, but if you don't have anybody calling you, then all that information in your head is going to be useless. So my biggest thing is I'm going to focus on just getting my phone ringing, I am going to start with the center of influence. People that I know close to me that maybe have Medicare, just seeing if there's any way that I could sit down with them and then build out from there. But with that organic, I'm gonna just consider that my organic, as well as when I do like a Google my business page. Those would be my organic ways, getting reviews that way. Where people start finding me organically. I do live in a city where a lot of elderly people still use the Thrifty Nickel, so I was thinking about putting an ad in the Thrifty Nickel. Just got Medicare call. So there's things that I'm gonna play with and tweak with, and then once AEP comes, I'm gonna just put all in and see what I can't do and build my big book of business. The one thing that I'm very excited about with selling Medicare health plans is the residual income that you receive. So even though, like I said, I got experience with the company, once you sold them that one time because they were paying you hourly, next year, if that client stayed on the book, I would not have received any residual commission. So being out here on my own independently, yeah, it's scary. Yeah, I don't have anybody buying my leads. Yeah, I don't have anybody holding me accountable, but I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I'm gonna buy my own leads, create my own leads, even if I gotta walk down the street with a billboard uh, in my hand, or stand on the side of the corner, look with a suit on, with a sign saying got Medicare, call, or let's talk. So the thing, if you're starting off new, just know that we will have to make sure that we have Medicare um, recipients reaching out to us, or it might get long and frustrating. So instead of, I think part of it should be, you know, 10% of, actually studying and knowing, but you do want to know your product. You do want to know if you can help the people, because if you submit an application with the wrong election, or if the person doesn't have election, then, you're going to face those consequences with the carrier and stuff. So you do want to know all the technical side of the business. But after you learn all those different things, we have to be able to implement our knowledge with live customers. My goal, if I sit down with 10 clients over the phone, where I was just recently doing it, where I never complained about it, but you always heard people complaining about the leads and things of that nature. There's a lot of age leads. I was still around 16%, and this is in a call center type job where the leads really weren't good at all. So if I could do 16% uh, on those type of leads, me getting leads where people are actually inquiring, and they understand that it's Medicare, and not thinking that they won a trip to the grocery store, but they actually understand that they are calling to talk about Medicare health plans. I'm pretty confident in myself to know that I'll probably close if I could get 10 calls, maybe set, you know, 6 appointments, 5 to 6 out of the 5. If I sit down with them, I'm gonna at least close 3. So I'm looking to have my percentage of about 30% closing ratio. So I mean, more, if you're a more experienced agent and you run across this, just comment. Let me know, is that something that realistic? Is that something that I should expect? Or is the 30% of, where were you at in your first year on your own, buying your own leads? And then if you do have any ideas on, where I can get some leads that's more affordable. I know direct mail is like, you send out 1,000, the people that I'm going through, 1,000 postcards, you're going to pay 450. But like I said, if you get out of that, if you get 5 sales, you're looking at $2,500, $2,600 off of $450. So that's pretty good. I used to do the direct mail, and I was just doing it on my own. I was sending out postcards, but I was actually getting rolls of 100. Um, stamps from the USPS, and that was at the last time I did it, it was at $5. I mean, 55 cent a stamp. So I was looking at $550 per thousand. And then the response rate, I believe the response rate for direct mail is awesome, because one, if it reaches that person and they respond to the direct mail piece of literature that's coming to their mail, they're more than likely serious buyers versus the person who's online who maybe um, looking around, calling different people. People normally with that direct mail, just depending on who they are, they're gonna get it, and then they're gonna check you out on online as well. So I feel pretty good about the different mediums which I'm gonna use to market, and I'm excited to get going in this business. I got a lot of, well, I don't have a lot of time, but I do have a couple months. So I'm going to learn and I'm going to grind and I'm going to be on here doing cold calls, calling, trying to get in front of as many people as I can. Just because with this business, I do understand the more people that you could talk to and interact with, and the more people who know exactly what you're doing and they start seeing you build a little traction and a little credibility, then I think you'll start getting referral business, and then the business will take off a little bit more. But more importantly is, I think, just knowing your demographic. Like I said, my demographic that I'm gonna go after real hard and tough is the people with Medicare and Medicaid. um, I think just building rapport with those people, as well as just really explaining that the awesome opportunity that they have, where they're able to get a plan every quarter except for the last quarter of the year. So they're actually in an awesome spot. And then just really building that trust and letting them know that moving forward, I'm going to be your agent. I'm going to be here to help you. If you have any questions, you don't have to call a 1-800 number. You got my number. You could even pop up at my house if you want, as long as it's not after 7 o'clock. Yeah. So just really building that trust and building the business organically. I look forward to hearing some of your comments, just to tell me, what did you do as a new agent? What are you doing as a new agent? Or are you somebody that's looking to get in the business? What to expect. I do want to let you know that when you go on your own, it's all commission. So basically, as they say, you eat what you kill. But I'm used to it. Um, over my adult life, I've probably had a job for maybe 3 years. So it might be a little more difficult for someone who's always had a job, just because I know it'll be hard to not know that that paycheck's not coming next Friday. But um, it's hard for me to know that life is just what you make it. So if you make your life all about that paycheck that you receive from that job, then you'll never leave the job, because you don't created your identity around there. Me, um, I mean, I done changed my identity so many times. I'm now changing it again to selling insurance, where just recently I was in the moving industry. So as far as change, is something that we all have to embrace. If you got a dream, you got to chase it. Just because, I mean, you can always go back. Like, I asked a friend one time, he was saying that he wanted to do this and he wanted to do that, and his mom is 60. I said, your mom just moved to this new city, right? And she got a job, correct? He's like, yeah. I'm like, so you're 30 some years old. If you chase your dreams right now and it don't work out, at 45, would somebody hire you? He's like, like, yeah, they're gonna hire you. There's always gonna be a job available for you. But certain things in your life, you got to just strike while the iron's hot. You got to make sure that when you got the chance, you take it, because there's only so many doors in our lives, and they're going to only be open for so long. And then you don't want to look back on life like you shoulda, woulda, coulda. Always look at it as, what's the worst that could happen. um, you know that's how I see things. I started with nothing. Once this game is over that we playing in life is over, you're gonna be back at nothing. It's only the only thing that's gonna happen, and that's gonna truly matter is how you lived and how you treated others and how you enjoyed yourself. And enjoyed the things that you put your effort into. So let me know the things that you think that I could use to become successful. If you got ways of tie down, closing, tips and tricks of the trades, please reach out and let me know. I would love to hear. Take care.